There is something deeply primal about watching lava flow in the darkness. It doesn't roar, it doesn't rush. It glows, slow, silent, certain. The Kamchatka Peninsula, often frozen in silence, has become a canvas of molten color. At the heart of it all, Klyuchevskoy, Eurasia's highest and most active stratovolcano. In this video, we capture not the chaos, not the disaster, but the mesmerizing beauty hidden in destruction. This is not news, it is nature, raw and cinematic. In the cold night air, red rivers pulse across black earth. The sky holds still, blanketed in ash and starlight. The landscape is alive with slow movement, veins of magma threading down slopes with patient force. Every frame is composed not for urgency, but for awe. Slow motion captures the moment when fire cracks through crust. The glow intensifies, not just in light, but in presence. It feels like the earth is breathing through fire. Steam rises in graceful spirals. Embers scatter like whispers. The silence is not empty, it's sacred. Cameras placed miles away record the long arcs of eruption. Drones sweep through the smoke, following molten trails like glowing scars etched across the volcanic flanks. Each movement of the lava is deliberate, weighty. It's not just flow, it's purpose. There is a moment when the camera finds a solitary tree silhouetted against the red sky. Behind it, the lava rolls forward, unstoppable. The tree doesn't move, it simply watches, just like us. A rock formation glows from beneath as magma seeps through its cracks. You see the faint shimmer of heat distorting the air. The frame slows as a chunk of black rock crumbles, its outer shell giving way to light within. The surface breaks like a crusted scar, revealing the life still burning beneath. We don't add commentary. No one speaks over this. The silence speaks louder than words. All you hear is a subtle soundscape, the low hum of wind, the deep rumble of the earth, and the distant hiss of fire meeting ice. No explosions, just pressure releasing, light unfolding. A wide shot captures the full sweep of the lava plain. The foreground glows red. In the distance, the volcano towers like a silent god. Ash billows from the peak, illuminated from below. The stars above are faint, dimmed by the brightness of the mountain's own light. And then, in a perfect alignment, lightning flashes within the ash plume. A storm born from fire. The screen slows again. A droplet of lava hangs suspended in the air. It falls, stretches, splits, hits the rock, sparks. Even destruction has choreography. As the lava moves, it builds and breaks. It hardens into ridges, then collapses under its own weight. It carves new land, shapes new rock, creates islands of warmth in a frozen world. In real time, it's slow, but through the lens, sped up just enough, you can see the living pattern of it. Night after night, the lava doesn't stop. And each night brings a new glow, a new shadow, a new shape. Time-lapse footage shows the mountain breathing, light growing, fading, surging again. The pulse of the planet. There's a moment, just before dawn, when the sky is deep blue and the lava is still bright. The contrast is surreal. You forget what's sky and what's flame. And then the first light of day brushes against the black ridges. The lava is still red, but softer now. The world begins to return to color. But the night held something the day never will, the quiet truth of unstoppable motion. Throughout this visual journey, the goal is not urgency, it's reverence. We want the viewer to feel the slow power of the earth, to realize that beauty and destruction are sometimes the same thing, that lava is not the end, it's the next shape of land being born. That volcanoes are not just chaos, they're also artists. Every frame has been selected for mood, for silence, for awe. The pacing invites you to breathe slower, to look closer, to see how light moves across the face of the planet in ways few ever witness. We didn't stage this, we didn't dramatize it, we just watched. And now, so can you. Crisis Lens isn't just about the disasters we fear, it's about the world we share, in all its danger, beauty, and impossible scale. So pause, watch the flow, let the silence work on you, and understand, the Earth has always been alive. We're just starting to notice. As night continues to stretch over Kamchatka, the volcano doesn't sleep. Klyuchevskoy remains wide awake, rumbling softly, quietly rewriting the land. In this chapter, we take you deeper, closer to the molten rivers and glowing fractures, where the line between motion and stillness dissolves completely. Our drone moves low across a lava channel. The surface shimmers like liquid glass, but beneath it pulses red with life. We zoom in. Tiny fountains of fire bubble from unseen vents. They splash, cool instantly, and disappear back into the current. Each splash is a reminder, this is not water. This is fire moving like water. A contradiction, a marvel. From above, it looks like veins of light cutting through a blackened skin. The lava splits into fingers, branching like a tree. Some trails move fast, others seem to wait, pooling in hollows, rising with pressure, then breaching over their edges. It's a landscape that's both alive and remaking itself. Cameras mounted on ridgelines show the transformation in real time. One frame, the slope is dark and jagged. The next, it gleams with a sudden flush of orange. It's like watching time speed up for the planet. What takes hours in reality becomes seconds through the lens. We witness crust forming, cooling, cracking, releasing, starting again. A particularly stunning scene unfolds as lava collides with snow. The hiss is faint, but the steam is immense. It rises like smoke from a giant breath. Ice surrenders instantly, flash melting into vapor. This is no gentle melt, it's violence made quiet. As the snow vanishes, glassy rock emerges underneath, a black mirror reflecting orange light. The temperature contrast is impossible to miss. We layer in thermal imaging. Now you can see it. White-hot cores inside what looks like simple rock. Lines of heat ripple across the frame like electricity. Even cooled surfaces pulse with energy. You realize nothing is ever fully still. We cut to slow motion as a fresh burst erupts near a small rock spire. The lava spills down one side. It's not an explosion, it's a pour. Like paint from a broken can, sliding, thick and glowing, coating everything it touches. Then, like fingers dripping off a ledge, small flows detach and fall, glowing droplets arcing through air before landing with a soft burst of light. This is what mesmerizes us. Not chaos, but grace. There is a kind of intimacy in these visuals. No crowds, no news anchors, just the earth speaking its native language. Pressure, release, heat, motion. We only translate it into light and silence. In another clip, we follow a single thread of lava as it journeys down slope. It weaves through rocks like it knows the path. It wraps around boulders, slips under crusted ridges, finds cracks and fills them. We stay with it. No cuts, no zooms, just the flow. You begin to feel the rhythm of it, like breath. A slow inhale, a slower exhale. It's hypnotic. Occasionally we flash to distant perspectives. Cameras miles away show the full scale of Klyuchevskoy's awakening. The summit glows like an ember in the sky. A quiet eruption, not the massive boom of disaster movies, but a slow exhale of magma and smoke. Clouds pass overhead lit from below, casting surreal shadows that dance across the land. You can't look away. In one aerial shot, a massive lava river splits into two. One branch leads toward a snowfield, the other into a forest edge. We hold the shot. Slowly the snow begins to vanish. The trees, they stand still. Tall, dark silhouettes watching their future arrive in fire. The lava nears. Some trees ignite, others crumble, but the frame stays silent. There's no screaming, only inevitability. The cinematic score remains minimal, just deep tones like earth breathing. Sometimes there's a low cello swell when a new burst lights the screen, but mostly we let the lava speak, and it does in motion. At one point we catch lightning again within the ash cloud. It's a phenomenon called a dirty thunderstorm caused by particles rubbing together inside the plume. For a split second the sky is jagged with electric white, framed above a volcano breathing fire. You don't need words. The moment captures itself. As the night wears on, our footage slows even more. We begin to stretch seconds into eternity. A glowing wave curls over itself like slow-motion surf. A cooled rock cracks open, revealing new orange beneath. Time-lapse sequences show lava building mini mountains, conelets rising and collapsing as they pour out magma, then harden over again. This is how land is born. There's beauty in that. And humility. The Earth doesn't ask permission to reshape itself. It doesn't need our timelines or our warnings. It acts, it builds, it renews. This segment ends with a 30-second uncut glide. No music, no effects, no narration. Just a camera drifting across a field of cooling lava. Steam rises, a few glowing cracks remain. The rest is shadow, quiet and still. You can feel the heat through the screen. Not just thermal, but emotional. The sense that something massive has happened, and is still happening. The light fades, but we're not done. In the next part, we go even deeper. Beneath the crust, into the magma chamber, through 3D models and infrared overlays, revealing how this eruption started and why Klyuchevskoy remains one of the most unpredictable volcanoes in the world. But for now, let the glow stay with you. Let the silence follow you. And let this footage remind you, not all disasters scream, some whisper, and those are the ones we must listen to most. The Earth speaks in small details. We begin this sequence with a close-up, so close that the surface of the lava looks like skin, cracked, glossy, trembling under its own heat. A single bubble forms, its membrane stretches, pulses, shimmers with gold and orange, then bursts silently. Another follows, then another, a slow, endless rhythm. Time dilates. In the dark, the camera lingers on a pool of lava as it begins to crust over. The surface darkens from bright orange to charcoal grey, but underneath, heat still pulses, and soft light escapes through tiny fractures. The crust expands, cracks, collapses, then seals again. The cycle repeats: birth, collapse, rebirth. Elsewhere, a tongue of lava rolls across a field of volcanic rock. It hits a crevice and pours inside, lighting it from within. The ground beneath glows, like veins carrying molten blood. The surface moves slowly, but inside it's alive with fire. Macro lenses capture the texture. Ripples in the lava flow like syrup, dense and deliberate. On top, black flakes ride the glowing current, solid fragments carried downstream, breaking down over time. Every few seconds, a piece curls, folds in on itself and is reabsorbed. The shape shifts endlessly, but always returns to fire. Then, the camera finds water. A glacial stream winds near the lava's edge. It's icy, clear, untouched, until the moment of contact. We watch, no narration. The footage slows. The lava touches the water. At first nothing, then steam erupts with sudden force. A white cloud shoots upward, curling like smoke from a forgotten fire. Underneath, the water hisses, shrinks, vanishes. The lava pushes forward. It doesn't retreat. It doesn't rush. It insists. A stone on the water's edge cracks loudly and splits in half, glowing inside. That brief flash of inner light disappears as the rock collapses under the heat. The stream is gone, evaporated in minutes. In its place, black glass and rising mist. The contrast is mesmerizing. Heat and cold, motion and stillness, creation and erasure. Everything the lava touches becomes something else, not ruined, transformed. A slow-motion pan captures this process in a 30-second sequence. The edge of the lava glows like a forge, flickering in reds and purples. The water flashes, then is gone. The screen is quiet but heavy. You can almost feel the pressure radiating from the flow. Next, the focus shifts to freezing air. Frost-covered boulders glisten under the starlight. Snow still clings to the shaded side of the crater wall until the glow comes near. The snow doesn't melt instantly. It recoils. First a wet sheen forms, then rivulets of water, then steam, finally collapse. In extreme slow motion, the snow disappears in layers, revealing rock underneath that hasn't been touched for centuries. And yet the lava, old as the earth itself, acts without hesitation. Then we witness something rare, pillows forming. This happens when lava enters standing water. We cut to a submerged camera view. The lava hits the water and instantly skins over, forming round, bulbous shapes that inflate like lungs. New pressure forces through the thin crust, creating a second lobe. Then another. It builds a series of expanding pillows, glass on the outside, fire within. They look alien, beautiful, alive. The footage is silent but feels loud, visually overwhelming. The glow flickers beneath the water. The bubbles rise, the steam thickens. We cut to an aerial thermal scan. The terrain looks black except for the flow, brilliant white in infrared. It snakes forward, branching like arteries, seeking lower ground. The camera holds steady. You can see it divide, rejoin, split again. From this height, it's a living system, not random, directed. Then we zoom back in, into a crack in the cooled crust. Inside, glowing threads weave between brittle layers. Pressure pulses against the walls, pushing upward. The crack glows brighter then erupts, not violently, just enough. A new drip spills out, oozes forward, joins the larger flow. You understand something now. This is not chaos, it's a pattern. Another sequence begins, wind, cold wind whipping ash across the landscape. The camera follows flakes of volcanic dust as they dance in the air, catching light, swirling in thermal updrafts. Each particle reflects the eruption's story, melted stone, shattered earth, airborne memory. One flake lands on a lava field. In close-up, it glows briefly, then disappears. Next, tree roots. The lava approaches a stand of charred trees. Most are already skeletal, one still holds its shape. The lava brushes the base, the bark blackens. Smoke rises. Embers climb the trunk like ghostly fireflies. The camera doesn't pull away. The tree holds for several seconds, then bends and collapses in slow motion. vanishing in a burst of sparks. In the silence that follows, we return to the mountain, Klyuchevskoy itself. We film from a distant ridge using a stabilized long lens. The summit emits a soft column of ash. Behind it, stars blur in long exposure. The lava fountains briefly, just a flicker, and the landscape flashes red. It's the planet blinking. Another drone passes through the plume, visibility drops. Then a break in the cloud. The volcano is suddenly there, massive, glowing from the inside, like a beacon in the black. Its slopes burn with trails of lava, all slowly making their way down like light crawling over skin. This is not CGI, this is not filtered. It's real. And still it moves. The final scene of this segment is a time-lapse taken from midnight to 4 a.m. The stars wheel overhead. The lava never stops. It glows, fades, glows again. At one point, lightning again, a single bolt, silent inside the cloud. It vanishes as fast as it appeared. Then the sky begins to lighten. The lava glows a little less, but it's still there, underneath everything, waiting. Dawn approaches, but the night still holds its grip. The volcano breathes, and the earth beneath it still glows. In this chapter, we move beyond the surface and into a deeper understanding, through visual storytelling alone, of how Klyuchevskoy's lava is not just fire but force, not just flow but intention. This is the moment when lava carves, climbs, coils and crushes, its interaction with terrain becoming an elemental ballet. The camera hovers over a jagged ridge, scorched black and split from past eruptions. A new stream approaches, slow and deliberate. The slope looks too steep for it to climb, but it does. The molten wave heaves upward, thick and heavy, like a muscle flexing. It pauses. Bubbles surge beneath its skin. Then, like honey defying gravity, it folds over the crest and pours down the far side. From this angle, it looks like light rolling uphill. On the ground, our heat-resistant lenses capture the texture of this ascent. The lava is no longer smooth. It's churning, filled with crystals and gas bubbles. Its outer edges harden even as the core remains liquid. The sound? A deep crackle, like burning paper layered with glass breaking underfoot. Suddenly, a slab of crust, cooled rock atop the flow, detaches and rides forward like a raft. It surfs the wave of molten rock, its edges glowing from below. It tips, crumbles, vanishes. Then another piece follows, a temporary island on a river of flame. Then we cut to a gorge. The lava reaches the edge of a collapsed lava tube, ancient, hollow, and waiting. It pauses for just a moment as if considering, then it plunges inside. The camera follows from above as light disappears into darkness. Then, illumination. Inside the tube, the walls glow to life. The ceiling pulses orange. The floor floods with magma, forming a hidden river only the earth can hold. In a separate scene, we see how lava redefines gravity. It splits. Half the flow seeks a valley. The other inexplicably climbs a hill. The heat is intense enough to partially liquefy the slope ahead. It weakens, cracks. The lava advances. It doesn't need speed. It has weight. With each inch gained, it adds pressure. Then, the surface ahead breaks open, like a scab peeled away. New lava gushes upward, not from above, but from within the hill itself. A vent awakens. A new source is born. The aerial shot reveals something incredible. The pattern of this new flow mirrors that of the first. Nature repeats, not identically, but rhythmically. It's like a fractal, a glowing molten fractal. And in the background, always, the mountain watches. A 3-minute uninterrupted drone shot captures the volcano from its base to its summit. We see lava trails weaving across its flanks. Some paths are sharp and narrow, others wide and braided. Smoke dances in columns. Ash drifts sideways. And along the horizon, faint auroras flicker, green against the blue-black sky. Klyuchevskoy isn't erupting violently in this footage. It's pulsing, controlled, like it knows exactly how much to release to stay alive, but not destroy. We now cut to ground level, very low. The camera sits almost flush with the rock. A molten rope of lava curls into frame. It twists, it thickens, then it wraps over itself. This is Pahoho lava, Hawaiian by name, global in motion. It creates patterns like calligraphy, smooth, looping, strangely elegant. As it cools, the outer shell wrinkles like elephant skin, locking in its motion forever. Then a section breaks off, and the fire inside it is brighter than before. In the next sequence, we reveal what happens when lava meets man-made debris. An abandoned research structure lies in the flow's path. Not a building, just a twisted antenna and a rusted-out weather monitor, half buried in ash. The lava nears, slowly, with certainty. It touches the base. For seconds, nothing. Then sparks. Then collapse. Metal surrenders with a groan. The plastic casing vaporizes. Wires twist into glowing threads. And finally, the instrument disappears, completely consumed. We do not mourn it. We simply record it. Another note in Earth's symphony. Back to the landscape. We show a time-lapse from 5 different cameras, all pointing at different directions of the same slope. Over the course of one night, the flows connect, converging from different angles, creating a web of fire. They don't crash, they blend. New shapes form, new ridges rise. When the night began, it was barren. By dawn, it's an entirely different topography. We overlay a before and after map. It's subtle but real. The Earth changed, and it took less than 8 hours. Then, in a quieter moment, we focus on the sky. Ash clouds rise, carried by winds to altitudes of 20,000 feet. Infrared scans show the particulate spread. No explosions, no warning sirens, just silent drift. These particles will reach the Pacific. Some may enter air traffic routes, others will fall as black snow hundreds of miles away. But in this moment, they simply float, glowing faintly under the moonlight, almost beautiful, almost gentle. As this part of the film nears its end, we descend again, back to the ground. We close with a shot of a cooled lava plain. The surface is black, glossy and fractured, like the surface of a shattered mirror. Beneath some cracks, light still escapes. A reminder, just because it looks finished, doesn't mean it is. And then, footsteps, one set, human, walking across the still warm crust, far in the distance. We zoom slowly. The figure is small, alone, standing still, looking at the mountain. We don't know who it is, but we understand what they feel, because we feel it too. Silence is not absence, it's attention. This sequence opens without music, narration or sound, just pure visual weight. A wide shot from 10,000 feet above Kamchatka's slopes reveals a luminous latticework of lava trails, each one drawing across the earth like veins under skin. The scene is held for almost 30 seconds, daring the viewer to simply watch. And then, movement. A singular breakout. One lava channel breaches its crust. The top layer ruptures in 3 lines, almost like fault lines cracking open. Glowing liquid surges through the fractures and floods outward. The drone dips closer. What once was a calm ribbon becomes a fan of new flows, divergent, unpredictable, yet beautifully structured. Each branch seeks its own path, its own direction, like a river splitting into deltas. We zoom in. The individual lobes of lava carry fragments of cooled rock, dark, jagged, sharp. The outer skins ripple like silk on fire. Occasionally, one fragment pops, launching a pebble skyward, glowing for a moment before fading into the darkness. We slow down even more. The molten streams glisten with threads of gold, red and white, colors that don't belong to any artificial palette. The rock here is not just liquid, it is reflective. In a rare trick of light, one wave captures a perfect reflection of the summit above, trembling as the current shifts. For a moment, it looks like the volcano is watching itself. From this glowing chaos, we move to geometry. In a surprising twist, a hexagonal pattern forms where lava pools around angular rock beds. This structure is not man-made, it's basalt, naturally forming hexagonal columns created when lava cools slowly and evenly. We watch it happen. Time-lapse footage shows the surface shifting from fluid to solid. As it cools, it shrinks, forming cracks. These cracks link into geometric shapes, first jagged, then strangely perfect. We see a cross-section as the crust thickens, a honeycomb of hardened stone, still warm, still alive. Then the world tilts. The camera dives into a lava cave, a hollow chamber formed by previous flows. The walls flicker with residual heat. Inside, the ground sparkles with tiny crystal formations. They shimmer in infrared, microscopic minerals reflecting ancient pressure. Suddenly, a red glow returns from the far end. New lava enters the cave. It flows slowly, like a tongue tasting a wound. The crystals shatter, the ground hisses, the walls melt into each other, and the cave collapses behind the camera just as we exit. Outside, the air has changed. Steam hangs like fog. Ash mixes in delicate strands. Every surface glistens, not with moisture, but heat. The thermal lens reveals a landscape pulsing, a frequency of creation too slow for the eye, but not for the earth. We now pan across a lava delta, where the flow has reached lower elevation and begun to spread like a fan. Here the movement is slower, denser, almost tired. The lava drags itself forward in thick pulses. Each movement raises small mounds, which then sink, creating the illusion of breathing. In close-up, we notice something unexpected: gas bubbles. Not just occasional pops, but patterned clusters. They rise, stretch the surface, and then collapse inward. Some burst like soap bubbles, others harden into weird domes, preserving their final breath in stone. We capture this detail with macro lenses, each movement a micro-eruption of its own. And then comes the moment everyone waits for: a lava fall. The terrain breaks ahead, a cliff edge, nearly 15 meters high. The flow builds at the lip. The crust begins to bend. Then a fracture. The shell splits, and molten lava spills over in a sudden cascade. It doesn't rush, it pours. Like glowing molasses, it descends in a continuous stream, splashing into a basin below. The droplets arc through the air, trailing tails of red, then bursting into glowing fans upon impact. The drone pulls back slowly, revealing the full scene. A glowing waterfall in the middle of black rock. No sound, no interference, just a moment frozen in time. Next, we go underground again, through data. A 3D model of Klyuchevskoy's current magma chamber is rendered in layers. Based on seismic data, geochemical flows, and thermal anomalies, scientists have estimated the extent of magma pushing upward beneath the surface. We show the cross-section. It looks like an upside-down tree. The trunk is deep, 25 kilometers beneath the surface. From it, roots stretch outward, magma fingers seeking release. These roots explain the multiple breakout points. The irregular shape reveals a secret. This volcano isn't erupting from one vent, it's breathing from many. This model dissolves into real footage again, matching points of eruption with points on the model. The visuals confirm the theory. Klyuchevskoy's system is wider, deeper, and more active than previously thought. We return to the surface. The lava field now looks different, less active, more settled. But then, a crack. A new surge, not wide, just a single line of red threading its way through black. In a poetic sequence, we follow this single filament as it winds forward. The camera stays locked to it, like tracking a solitary animal. The filament avoids rocks, jumps cracks, follows the easiest gradient. It makes its way down a shallow slope, carving its name into the earth. No score, just the motion. The final shot of this section is simple. The camera lifts, rising from ground level to 1,000 feet in one smooth arc. The full landscape reveals itself again. All the flows, all the fractures, the scars and the light. One valley still glows, the rest has gone dark, but we know it's still alive beneath. It ends the way it began, in darkness and light. But now we understand both differently. This final part is not a climax, it's a reflection. An invitation to look back at the moments we've captured and forward to the meaning they carry. The eruption continues, but this night is ending. And in the last glow of lava, we see more than just molten rock. We see memory, pattern, time. We begin in wide shot. The entire volcano viewed from a ship anchored far offshore, silhouetted against the night. The lava pulses gently from its flank, no longer in fountains or torrents, but steady, rhythmic waves. Each glow illuminates the clouds above for a few seconds, then fades. The ocean reflects the flicker. In slow motion, waves roll silently beneath the red shimmer, like liquid mirrors catching firelight. The camera tracks sideways, revealing that the coastline itself is now transformed. What was once grey rock is now black glass. Cooled lava stretches for miles, reshaping the boundary between land and sea. We shift perspective, from the ship to the summit. Up close, we see new formations. Spires of hardened rock left behind by lava that has since flowed onward. They stand like monuments, each unique in shape and height. Some resemble twisted hands reaching upward, others like broken statues half submerged in fire. We pan slowly. The spires cast shadows on the still warm ground. In those shadows we see the past, footprints, tools, abandoned markers from the last scientific crew to reach this close. Their gear is melted now, embedded in stone, an accidental time capsule. One camera finds a lens, cracked, fogged, half swallowed by cooling magma. We recognize it. It's one of our own, left behind during the height of the eruption. It still reflects light, it still sees, and so do we. We cut to a series of lasts. The last active lava drip, a slow bead forming at the edge of a crusted flow, hanging for seconds before falling with a soft puff of steam. The last steam burst from a still wet surface, rising, curling, fading. The last visible lightning in the ash cloud, a single bolt, white and wide, arcing through silence. Each of these moments is held longer than usual. We are not rushing to the end. We are honoring it. Then comes the slow pullback, from the lava to the crater, from the crater to the slope, from the slope to the valley, from the valley to the sky. It's morning now. The first golden rays of sunlight strike the mountain from the east. They meet the fading glow of lava from below. For a moment, fire and light share the same frame. We dissolve into a thermal satellite image. The temperature drop is visible. The glowing zones are shrinking, slowly cooling, but not disappearing. It will take weeks, even months, for this energy to retreat fully underground. We cut to data overlays. Seismic readings still active, gas readings high but falling, lava coverage wider than predicted. This eruption has rewritten the landscape, but also the footage has rewritten how we see it. Then a message appears on screen. No voice could describe this. Only the Earth could show it. We begin a long, uncut montage, a highlight reel of the most breathtaking lava sequences from the previous 5 parts. The slow fold of Pahoho, the eruption into the ice stream, the lava fall over the cliffside, the lone glowing crack in black silence, the reflection of the volcano in molten glass, the ash cloud touched by aurora. Each clip is short, 3 to 5 seconds, no text, no labels, just raw visual poetry. A reminder of what the planet creates when left to speak in its own language. The music returns, low, cinematic, haunting. A simple drone note builds slowly. Beneath it, a soft choral pad rises, not human voices, but synthesized breaths. It's not emotional, it's reverent. We cut to a map, Kamchatka, the path of the lava traced in gold, the new topography outlined, the potential next eruption sites marked, the timeline of activity scrolling beneath. We zoom out, Russia, then Asia, then the world. A dotted circle marks the distance ash and particulates have traveled, across the Pacific, into air lanes, onto ice sheets, possibly into lungs. The footage reminds us, this wasn't just a visual event, it was a global one. Then, final scene. We return to night, but this time it's a camera left running alone. It's buried in cooled lava, its lens tilted up toward the summit. Time-lapse plays at 300x speed, stars spin in the sky, clouds streak by. The volcano holds still, like an ancient monument. But just before the video fades to black, one last flare. Far at the summit, brief, bright, a new breath. The eruption isn't over, it's only resting. And so we end, not with finality, but with awe. Subscribe to Crisis Lens for more real-world footage of Earth's most powerful moments.